What's up, Jesse? Moved what? Cool. Okay. Let's go. Wrapping it up for real this time. Like I really mean it. I have to say, this is a good reason to not have stopped playing last night. I'm glad to have found this puzzle so close to the end. That was worth it. I didn't think that I'd be able to complete 45 Morihei puzzles last night, but I did. Well, to be fair though, Jesse, this game might be too long for stream. Like, I mean, I have a point, right? Like, there's some, well, never mind. You can understand my concern. 2 first? I don't know if I can do 2 first. That'd be wild. Okay. So, helps to have a keyboard. Day 278. Yeah, but that's not how they told the story. I want the story the way the story is told. The way it's intended to be experienced. That's what I want to experience. So we've got a big crazy blueprints, the draft house. We went through that last night. We did a few things. We traversed it via 3 streams of light, orange, red, and purple, none of which was the correct way. What else did we do? We solved all of the individual drawing puzzles, and that came to say these vying plans: Forge, Baron, Crest, among, Huum, Blessed. I should probably just write that down. Make it a little bit easier to read. So that's clearly a bit of a riddle. Okay. Oh, it's all self-contained? Gotcha. These vying plans: Forge, Baron, Crest, among, Huum, Blessed. Okay. We also did all of the Moragi puzzles, which gives a much more complete message, though similarly riddle-esque. Through lantern light, in sketches, cast a tint of truth to find our path, a hue of wisdom to turn us right, a shade of rain to pass the light. Through lantern light in shadows past, we seek what's left of the lies we cast. I'll write that one out too. What's up, Lex? Exactly. Yeah, welcome to Wordle the game. Wordle the giant 3D puzzle game. My day was good, Jesse. How was yours? What's up, Construct? Yes, that is me. I am an addict. Every time I think I'm out, I find an intriguing puzzle. It makes me want to keep playing. Okay. 12 steps. True. Okay. So, we have our things written down. The thing about Through lantern light and sketches, cast a tint of truth to find our path, a hue of wisdom to turn us right. We seek what's left. A shade of rain to pass the light through lantern light and shadows path. You know, one version of this feels like a set of instructions for navigating. These vying plans forge barren crest among hue and bless. So we're gonna go back over here and just take a look around. I don't have to reset anything until day following this one. Through the passage, through the blue book, secret passage. No, I was just writing down stuff over here, which now I see is acting up. Yeah, so I went through, basically just isolated the two sort of, I mean, riddles, I guess. Oh, Lady Orovai, when first I embarked upon this project, it was my intent to craft inviting rooms that might appeal to the citizens of the realm. I even secured an arrangement with a local firm, which was to oversee the mass production of the floor plans. Yet now, after walking the halls of my work, I must confess that I've grown altogether too attached. They have become a part of me. Knowing how little regard is often shown for that which I hold sacred, I find myself unequal to the selfless task of sharing them with the world. I'm content with this resolution for this house and the 45 rooms therein are more than the best work of my career. They are home. And we also have some cryptic stuff drawn around here. So, for instance, this matches, right? What else do we have? Check the observatory, the lavatory, servants' quarters, the maid's chamber, the furnace, the prism. So green, purple, yellow, red, blue, orange. So that's the prism. Don't go where the path leads. Okay. 45. West Wing Hall. Guest bedroom, music room, library. Spare room, billiard room, solarium. Staked claim. 2.2 acre plot east of creek. Staked claim. Ranks and files should be odd. 12 dead ends. Yeah. And then we also have somewhere there was yeah, Construct, you were killing it. That was awesome. Somewhere there was also there was a a prism clue. That was in the library, I think. There was the poem. The poem in there. I didn't write that one down. I may need to go retrieve that. Bedroom. 3 primary colors, 3 primary paths. Mount Holly first draft. Don't go where the path leads. Come here, bud. A hidden hue, which is also mentioned. A hue of wisdom. Barren crest among hue and blessed. I should just write this down too. Prism pristine. Three paths convene. 3 lines of light. Shades foreseen. Three colors to count, a sum of 18. But the one left hidden. Hidden hue. Niece wants you to look and move around more. Ain't that the truth? So from prism pristine, 3 paths convene. All right, so the prism here, 3 shades foreseen. 3 colors to count. But the one left hidden remains to be seen. Green, violet, well, I called it purple, yellow, red, blue, orange. What remains to be seen? Don't go where the path leads. So perhaps the door we want isn't even through the vestibule. Perhaps there's another path entirely. Through lantern light and sketches cast a tint of truth. Yeah, I think that was in the other letter in the library, didn't it? Maybe it's worth getting the library, honestly. Just to take another look. What's up, Gravitol? Oh yeah, I can open some doors. I can build this house about as fast as anybody. My dear starling son, I'm quite impressed. I didn't expect you to make it this far. These words have reached your eyes. Rest assured, the end of the spiral is near. Stay vigilant and rose wary, for the thorns we discover are twice as sharp at the conclusion of each of our journeys. The waters of the West Spring shall yet reveal more secret passage, more secrets than these mere passages. So many plans, not enough dreams. Okay, not there. Hidden hue. Prism pristine. 3 lines of light, 3 shades, 3 colors to count. A sum of 18. But the one left hidden remains to be seen. 3 shades for seeing. Don't go where the path leads. Correct. There's a secret path. Yeah, the shade of truth, which we've been wondering about. The shade of truth that gets mentioned here is the shade of rain. Hue of wisdom to turn us right. A tint of truth. Lantern light and shadows past. We seek what's left of the lies we cast. Herb attributes a quote, "Don't go where the path leads. Abandon the path and go where you want it to lead," to Clara Ebsen in his first letter to Simon. Shade of rain feels so out of place compared to the... I mean, this whole thing, that's the reason that writing it down and reading through this almost feels like directional, right? Through lantern light and sketches cast a tint of truth to find our path, a hue of wisdom to turn us right, a shade of rain to pass the light. Like, it doesn't make conceptual sense strung together, but if each is interpreted as like a direction to go. I should write the poem as the 6 lines that it is. I could rewrite it. Through lantern light and sketches cast a tint of truth. Have you seen all the signs, directions? Yeah. A little bit. So we've got the conservatory, the maids, the entry hall, the pantry, and the storeroom through lantern light and sketches. Cast a tint of truth. Tint of truth. Cast light through sketches. Follow the lighter path that is revealed. Tint. Turn right. Past the light that is the color of rain. Right. Through lantern light. Through lantern light and sketches. Oh. Lantern light and sketches. We have sketches in these rooms. I didn't write down what all the sketches actually were. Bear and ear. It's the shoe and the claw. No. Can and cane. Spear. Harp. Okay, through lantern light and sketches, cast a tint of truth to find our path. So the sketches told us these vying plans forge barren crest among hew unblessed. Goodbye, tease niece. So, how to forge the barren crest. Among hew unblessed. To find our path. A hue of wisdom. So that could all just be to turn us right. A shade of rain. To pass the light. So is that blue? A house of wisdom? Like we can't take every light. Like every light doesn't make it there. I don't think. Not by a long shot. Those three colors are the only ones that get you there untouched without crossing over. But do they add, are there 18 of them? I don't think so. We start by going blue. Would other lamps change color so long as we don't deviate from the path? No, they don't. That would have been cool confirmation. Yeah, nothing changes. Blue was, yeah, that's actually a really good call. There is only one blue light. That's weird. I was looking for another instance of blue and didn't see one. 3 lines of light, 3 shades for scene, 3 colors to count. A sum of 18. So that's 6 of each. 6 of each light, right? 3 colors to count. But the one left hidden remains to be seen. What's the color between the Nook and the Solarium? I have between the Nook and the Solarium, I have as purple. Or violet if you prefer. Maybe it's each of the 3 lights. Maybe we do 6 lanterns from each of them. And give him an hour. Oh. 2, 3, 4, 6. Sum of 18. Prison proceed 3 paths. The paths convene 3 lines of light. I mean, but they convene at the vestibule. That's where the 3 paths convene. Let me do a thing. Do you mind? Over here doing a thing. Exactly, T. That's what I'm thinking. screwed one of these things up. Let me confirm. So I run to the end of this. Goes red. Red, red. Right. Yes. And through. Down over. Okay. That's the red path. Give or take. I screwed up but the rest seems to be true. All right. So then the other path we took was purple. Red and then purple and then orange. Right? Those are the three that go in. Yeah. Think we'll see. I'm still working to make sense of it. Sorry, look at what you're writing. So it's hard to keep this in my. It's hard to keep it in the old tutor's head. Okay. Okay. Sorry. Catching up. T was on to something starting under the blue light. We have to start the day there. Can we just go there now? And Ryan's on something said maybe the end destination isn't the vestibule. Could go there now. The end goal is the pantry. We just follow blue to get there. No, I mean this may not be anything like this. Doing this, creating another view of the map. I think that what interested me about doing it though, from Prism Pristine, 3 paths convene. Like they do convene up here, but they also crisscross other places too. Right, so we have orange and purple crossing here. We have orange and red crossing here. Kind of again up here, although some of it may be attributed to my bad drawing. Red and purple here. Maybe nothing. those crisscrosses, I think, happen in the only way that they could cross. So, like, they sort of touch, I think, up here, but I'm not sure that oh, there's another one. Right, where it's an orange and a red. I guess it also happens in hallways. It's not all through rooms. Red and purple. I think red and purple, I think that's an illusion. I think they do pass through. One cross is in the library, one cross is in a hallway between the billiards room and kitchen. Yeah. Well, what I was curious about is whether drawing them out would reveal some sort of pathway. And I don't think it really does. I don't think it really does that. I also, for a second, thought that it started to look like the schematic with the spiral at the center. It doesn't really look like that either. These vying plans forge barren crest among Huum blessed. Doesn't really look like anything like a crest to me. I mean, it's kind of like a holly leaf, you know, a little bit. Truth, wisdom, rain. You know, if you like squint and just look at like the leaves, I can kind of see that. Well, fair. Absolutely, it's special. Through lantern light. So maybe that's the start. Maybe we do take it as direction through lantern light, right? Like, okay, calling attention to the blue light, taking some leaps of logic here. In sketches cast a tint of truth. Spying plans for conquest. 3 shades for seeing. Can we draw continuity through sketches? Through lantern light in sketches. Cast? Oh, you do cast a spear. Okay. A tint of truth to find our path. A tint of truth. I just feel like we're reading into it. Is red truth? A hue of wisdom to turn us right. Okay, hold on. What's a hue of wisdom? Is purple wisdom? We're reading so far into this. Is orange wisdom? Hue of wisdom. That's right. A shade of rain to pass the light. Shade of rain. So purple's not wisdom. Well, I don't know that we can. I don't know how there's a color being associated with, like, of the colors we have, there's a tint of truth, hue of wisdom, shade of rain, and then the lantern light is mentioned twice, and then casting lies. The lies we cast, casting. In shadows past, we seek what's left of the lies we cast. It's got to be instructions. It's got to be a path. Purple isn't wisdom. What country was wise? Ooh. So the university chose a peer pressure tile for the Morjai box. That's not them. Well, no. Orange is wise then. Orange is wise. A tint of truth. So are we saying red is truth? Hue of wisdom to turn us right. A shade of rain to pass the light. Which was the rainy one? Gosh. I'd literally have to go down and look at them. Arch Aries, which was yellow. To pass the light through lantern light and shadows past. Through lantern light, which was blue, but wait. There isn't another blue, right? It's just the one blue. So I need to find another one then. This is shaky. Because it was a dark and stormy night. It's a story over her wanted to see 3 storms in Russia. Sarah confirms yellow is rainy. Okay. To pass the light through a shade of rain to pass the light through lantern light. So rain to pass the light through. So is that like blue and yellow would make green? Through lantern light and shadows past, we seek what's left of the lies. Left of lies. And we seek what lies in the shadow or what lies in the shade or whatever. We seek what's... Okay, so blue in sketches cast, a tint of truth. Okay, so it would be blue, pantry, red, orange, a shade of rain. Tint of truth to find our path. Find the path for how long? To turn us right. So, okay, where are we? Okay. Through lantern light in sketches cast, assuming we even go through here. Although sketches and sketches cast. Red. Is there anything cast in here? And I know I'm going to run out of footsteps. Just casting corn, casting a comb. Sketches cast. Cast a tint of truth. In sketches, cast a tint of truth. Okay. Okay. So that would be blue through here, red, orange to our right to find our path. A hue of wisdom to turn us right. A shade of rain to pass the light. I don't have yellow. If you go north, you'll pass by a yellow. Like this way to pass the light. Shade of rain to pass. Through lantern light. follow red because it's our path, but do we go through... If we go through yellow... It says lantern light again. In shadows past. Shade of rain. To pass the light. So that's just passing by it. I mean, red. Yeah, I'm not. Seek what's left of the lies through the. Can't be. I don't know. I've tried a mega dungeon, Jesse. I'm not sure that I like them. Now, granted, it was like my own creation, so I may have just done a bad job. We seek what's left of the lies we cast. That way it goes. Sorry, I'm trying to get my orientation without literally resetting. You like Mercer's Mega Dungeon from Campaign 2? I don't know Campaign 2, sorry. I think I watched their like opening session. Okay. It's so easy to end up just totally screwed here. Lantern light. Okay, so yeah, every single thing has to be interpreted, which is fun. 3 colors to count, a sum of 18. But the one left hidden remains to be seen. Okay. Oh. Oh, that would make sense. That's a good one. That's a good one. So we're gonna go blue to pantry. To gallery. To library. You can also solve it the way you're working on it. Well, clearly I'm having a hard time doing that. Me to gallery, to the library, to the observatory. In the music. Shade is ballroom. Spare room. truth is furnace. So we're ultimately landing in the furnace. Right? That's only a sum of 16 lamps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I mean, we could... maybe there's an extra loop in there. Because we're saying that through lantern light in sketches cast, a tint of truth to find our path, a hue of wisdom to turn us right. So the blue is that we seek to turn us right, a shade of rain. We seek a shade of rain to pass the light. I mean, no, I definitely don't have the steps. But I'm trying to like map it out and also reinterpret it through the poem, and I'm not seeing it, but that may or may not matter. We could just put all that aside. It's highly interpretive. We'll put all this aside, and I need to go through the rigmarole to get back here. I'm all for that. It's a good catch seeing the message in the rooms. I think that's the thing to try. How many days of blessing? None. That was it. That was the last. So I've got to do a thing. Well, if I pull up the thing and it says 0 blessing, right? No blessing. So I need a couple of rerolls or bustillation. I think bustillation can still help us. Yes, observatory is the fastest way. Or the boudoir. If it was the last day yesterday, it'll still show up in the outer room. So get the monk blessing for one day, you can still do it. Okay, well, we'll go see. I just didn't want to chance it by going to that door and having no recourse. So if that's how it works, you still end it in the room, right? Okay. Cool. Cool. Let's go. Nice. I think I had a hard time following the monk's blessing because I feel like, I don't know, maybe ours was just like glitching when we did it, but I just felt like I couldn't get a consistent read on the behavior. Like it was kind of weird. Okay. All right, so we start at blue. Then we're gonna go through the we. And we need to go up through the gallery. So that's seek. And then we're gonna go right. And then through here, we seek what's. And then we'll go through here and through the observatory. That's in. And then straight up and through the music room, and then right through the ballroom for shade, straight through the spare room, and out to here of, and then what's left? Right, and then we go all the way up and follow purple. Oh. What is... What just, hold on, what just happened? I glitched it? How did I glitch it? How did I glitch? What did I do wrong? I wonder how did I do that? You guys saw the same thing. You guys saw the same thing that I saw, right? I was like, what is this? Like, the geometry was all weird. So I just like went in and now here we are. Well, I mean, I recognize that as room 46. That's a piece of room 46, but I don't remember this being a part of room 46. You firmly wanted to go in the door, but you didn't need to go in. I feel like the game has mechanisms for making sure I don't enter the door. But that's okay. Okay. So stay in the outer hallway. I mean, until we go through that, we haven't completed okay. Well, I think that this is just where Simon dies. Okay. We'll call it. Yeah, I think I am too. Simon's been through some stuff. That's what I'm saying. Oh man, did I even hit it the last time? I don't know if I did. Yeah, they'll never find his body because where would you even describe it? It's like, okay, so you have to enter the ethereal plane in the shed. Oops, no, never mind. It's gone forever, I think now. Unless the detectives understand how to use a watering can. Okay, oh, I did miss a death. They got to get the watering can and then go get the old alcohol water. Oh boy. Okay. So once again, need the butt stillation or need dice so I can go out and get the blessing, and we'll try it again. Cool, boudoir right off the bat. Well, that was anticlimactic, wasn't it? Here I was just excited again to be doing something that had a response. That's really funny. Depending on who you speak to. I think it took 3 rerolls last time. Maybe I should have got the observatory instead. Maybe the game knows we won it. Dang, how do you really feel, Sarah? Okay. Now we want the secret passage. we can get back to work, glitching out the rough draft house. Taking that last hallway very slowly and carefully so it doesn't jump out and bite us. I'm gonna grab the observatory. I'm also going to banner hallways. Seems a good a place as any to take a nap. Now, as long as Simon isn't incredibly unlucky, try again. I mean, he's moving through some sort of virtual reality space, which arguably all of the houses are, that was crafted and finished in, what was it, 1913 by his, like, great-grandmother? Well, if it's Herbert and Simon's mom, wouldn't it be grandmother then? Because his mom... No, I guess that's right, because his mom, yeah. Great-grandmother is correct. Sorry, I had to think about the family tree again. A lot of families, a lot of different ins and outs, a lot of what have yous. Okay. Let's try that again. Through the pantry. Through the gallery. Seek. Through the library. What's up and through the observatory. In. Up and through the music room. The. Then right and in. Shade of. And then purple. And around the corner, and don't run in, basically. So this is what we wanted to do. This is what we wanted to achieve. Oh, there is now. Afraid to go in here. That looks glitched too. Is that? Am I looking at? That seems super glitched. Seems cursed. How did I? Okay, so we are just not supposed to go to that side, even though the furnace only has, I guess if we follow the instructions correctly. Wow. Okay. All right. Calling it. Just backing out. Simon's like, okay. All right, Lady Orvi, you have some glitches in your rough draft house. I'm just saying. Well, straight through purple to red. Then we're not going around the corner to the other side because that freaks the game out. We seek what's left of the lies we cast. What's left of the red lies that we cast, which is a door that shouldn't exist, which is a cool idea. I might have just maybe put the door on both sides, but I guess like it's a funny thing to have the failure state of answering the riddle correctly be glitched game. That is pretty funny. All right. That's okay. 7 days of the monk. We'll go try it again. I'll file a bug report after stream. I'll be like, you idiots that didn't play 180 hours to find this bug, rigorously pushing the game to its limits. I think we've only had like 3 like game-breaking bugs happen, and only really 1 was pretty annoying. Like this one's nothing. It's kind of silly, but it's not a big deal. Maybe it was supposed to be hinted at, like you come up here and you're like, whoa, there's a door there. My mind is blown. Hey, I know this room. I didn't expect this at all. So we found room 46 off the beaten path. Ooh. The last will and testament of me, the Baroness Aurivai. I, Aurivai of Mount Holly, architect, mother, and reluctant baroness, being weak of body but of perfect mind and memory, thanks be to Orinda, do make and ordain this document my last will and testament. As I commit my final wishes to paper, may it be done so in the tapestry and color of my life's work. May it be written under the tree of creativity and in the shade of truth that has sheltered my loved ones from the villainy of country and countrymen. In that same spirit of defiance, I hereby revoke all wills and codicils, hopefully heretofore printed on common, hueless parchment. I, first, being somewhat religious, give my soul to Rinna, my ashes to Vea, and my remainder to man, as will be detailed in the pages and clauses that follow this foolishly superstitious passage. In the second order, should my husband, Baron Thomas Sinclair, survive me, I grant to him his choice of sentimental keepsake he may wish to retain in remembrance of me. As our union was never founded on maternal dependency, I make no provision for his future, nor for my eldest son, Herbert S. Sinclair, as he will, in due course, inherit his father's titles, enterprises, and fortune. However, the estate of Mount Holly, its many floor plans and storied secrets, are mine and mine alone to grant, and I have neither pledged nor suggested it will be granted to either of my children. Further details concerning its disposition to follow. I do, in the third order, bestow upon my youngest son Simon my library, including its books, manuscripts, and musings. For I have long believed that Simon, much like myself, finds greater delight in the realm of imagination than in the mundane realities of everyday life. I hope he cherishes these books, for within their pages lie doorways to endless worlds of wonder and knowledge. In the fourth order, one that I suspect will intrigue those I leave behind far more than the previous provisions, I hereby bequeath the entirety of the aforementioned estate Mount Holly to the individual that discovers the hidden room that contains the blue pages of this document, hence styled the Blue Testament of Aurivai. It is my firm belief that the challenge of uncovering this secret far outweighs any other measure of worthiness, and thus I entrust my beloved home to that deserving successor, without regard to the years that may pass or their familial connection to my descendants who may have incidentally assumed possession of the estate in the interim. In the event that any of my relations or future kin are living on the estate when this worthy successor locates the Blue Testament, measures shall be taken to ensure their continued residence without fear of eviction or forced removal. The estate, being of generous size, is more than capable of accommodating multiple parties without inconvenience. It is with the understanding, however, that preparations for eventual relocation should be made, as such leniency will not be afforded to subsequent generations. I do hereby constitute and appoint my colleague and fellow practitioner of architecture, Courteress Alicius Aaron of Trinsdale, the exclusive charge and office of executrix of this document. If ever the 46th room of my Mount Holly is discovered and the Blue Testament of Aurivai be delivered into her hands or onto any of her descendants, I do ordain that they shall bear sole dominion and discretion to override and render null any and all prior arrangements heretofore made in my stead or in the name of my seed. I trust in her and in the generations that follow her to fulfill this role faithfully in steadfast adherence to the wishes laid out in the foregoing pages of this document. Lastly, I have a final message to my worthy successor, you who have reached this final room, you who unearthed these pages hidden amidst the blueprints, buried beneath cryptic words and the prophecies of the past, you who have spent countless days wandering the chambers and passageways of your own curiosity, scouring for clues, hoping for answers, striving for that which you knew might forever elude you, to you, for whom satisfaction is a fleeting companion, to you who stands now at the end of your journey, triumphant, exhausted, and justly proud, to you I grant that which in life I have given to no other, my esteem. In witness whereof I have hereunto set my hand this 16th day of April 1952, Aurivai of Mount Holly. There you go. And Simon, the badass that he is, doesn't even take it with him. He's like, yeah, I'll leave it here. Okay. They just knew that that would need to be an open drawer. Full year of in-game days. Saw the glitched version of this room. That's pretty awesome. So, does that satisfy? Like, that was the direction these vying plans forge barren crest among hew and blessed. I'm guessing, I'm prison pristine. One left, one hidden remained to be seen. Like, I think that satisfies this space out here, right? Although I don't know what sense to make of blue, but I mean, I guess it fits. Okay, good. So that is corrected. You're just definitely not supposed to go down that hallway. Okay. Cool. All right. Neat. That's a neat little thing. So I'm curious now. Now I'm just switching back into the mode of like what's left of the game to discuss. I am sort of flabbergasted that nothing seems to, unless we missed it, or unless we overread something or overlooked something. I'm kind of mystified how little the game did with the very premise of like Mary and Simon and Mary's mother, that they're like the lost, they're the royal line. I mean, did we misinterpret that, or does the game just kind of like, yep, there's that? Because that feels like that's such a huge deal, but I guess it feels like we kind of exhausted that storyline. That was the discovery. And then it's just like, okay, everybody in the family was far more interested in like the puzzle to like determine who gets to have the house or whatever, rather than like, well, what do we do about this? But I mean, it's a lost kingdom, so like, what are you gonna do? I really thought that the castle would actually lead us to, like, so underneath this place, the black print of the old castle is there, right? Or like you can see the castle, right? Like I thought that would play into it. It's kind of like it did play into I think the cutscene after the one room where it shows them like digging something. That's where they like dug something up. Of course, it's sad that Mary died somewhere. Yeah, questions. Let's do it. Pop the cork. Done did it. Oh yeah, we do have some leftover questions. What is swan song? SWN SNG. It's a red herring, but it says the game tells us that it's an acronym. What's the point of this? Somebody wanted to talk about the lavatory. What the heck is the... I was like, oh, is that the last safe? I don't know. Somebody wanted to talk about it. Maybe it wasn't us. Maybe it was... I think Hafler had to peace out, so maybe another time. If you have the shelter and are sheltered, you get 3 items in the lav? How the heck are you supposed to figure that out? Just try it, I guess. So we seek what's in the shade of truth. Boy, that was a buried lead for sure. In the description, there's a hint. A room one might go to great lengths to avoid showing guests, despite them always probing for its location. I'm just looking through stuff that I wrote down. What's up with the Angel Tower not listed on the cork board? Might just be a quirk of lore. Here's something I want to do. Because I think Alzara was high on his own supply. I want to go find the I want the security room. I think he was just making some stuff up. Or at least I want to see and interpret each of the things he was saying. Now that we've plumbed the depths. What's up with the sacred circle? The numbers are there. I mean, just more lore, I'd assume. I mean, I think I would say that it is. It's a super hidden. I mean, that rote tour thing is a. Unless there was another spot that we missed, that's a good example of the type of thing that could really drive somebody crazy if they didn't, you know, if they didn't explore. If you didn't find it, that could be really frustrating, I think. Oh, okay. Just dead then. Castle Court Cloak. So there never really was anything specifically said. Like, is it safe to say, or should we? Is it safe to say that the storyline then of Mary is that she leaves messages behind for Simon, goes and steals the crown back, and then is basically on the run for the rest of her days and is presumably caught and killed somewhere? And that's just what must have happened? Or maybe there's more implied lore. Or she's still out there somewhere. I guess that's the best possible, huh? Kind of seems like she'd be out there on the run, I guess, but damn. Pretty bleak story. Simon better get the staff back in the estate. I feel like this is at the end of the puzzles and at the end of like 3 generations of people who have lived in this estate. Simon's sitting here with like, ugh, like he needs some positivity. He needs somebody. Castle Court Cloak Airy was the Aries key puzzle. Castle Court. So the Aries key. Oh, like in the throne room. Yeah, maybe lightly. Maybe it was lightly that. That would be a thing to say. Should really be walking around in my crown. Seems fitting. Absolutely. Well, I could always read to you too. No, I want to see the playback of Alzara's visions and reinterpret those through the lens of what we know. But to do that, I require security room. There really should have been something to reverse the status of archived. It's such an annoying limitation. Can I get there from the office computer? Can I network into security and see the footage? I can't. It's got to be from security. There are certain things you can only do actually at the core, like, terminal. So many rooms. That wine cellar not having a hidden room. See the office again. Do I have it on? No, I don't think I have it on. But it's never been this tough before. Security comes up. Yeah, so I can guess at it. Can't go through there. Thank you. Easy peasy. Which blue memo was it that told us Swan Song? That was in the garage, right? So there's a blue memo that says Swan Song stands for something, and it totally does not. Oh, I guess I didn't even want to. Oh, I gotta log in with the other thing. So we saw all their announcements. The license plate on this car is an acronym. Was it HSS? Connecting to Hiss. This is likely a misphrasing or badly worded hint. Swan Song is not an acronym for anything. Oh no. A misphrasing. Typo. No footage found. Blackbridge Grotto, so we have that. Okay, so 1120, 11x, 12x.
And as it was foretold, I am awakened at the sound of a dropping coin. You find yourself face to face with the great Alzara. And I suspect you wish me to look into your future.
A past future, maybe.
Image is becoming clear. I see a boy standing on a shore of white sand.
Okay, white sand.
He's looking for something he was told he would not find. I see a black cat tied to a red flag.
So that's the cat castle.
I hear the wind blowing, but the flag does not stir. I see.
I don't know what that is.
Marked by a rogue moon.
A reverse
A
moon.
door that is always locked, yet has no key. It is the door you have been searching for, yet will not find. A lost room beyond the dark waters. What you have heard here has been foreseen by the great Alzara until the dawn of the following day.
So
I
this red letter
have nothing
business,
more to say.
I understand. Actually, I don't understand. I just didn't get this at all, and maybe we'll see it as we play through this. But we've got 7, even though there were 8, but the 8 is gone. Never find it. The 8th door you'll never open. But we did. We opened everything. We opened all the things. There was nothing that we weren't able to open. It's somewhere.
Awakened at the sound of a dropping coin. You find yourself face to face with the great Alzara. And I suspect you wish me to look into your future. The image is becoming clear. I see the darkened cloud of ruin, familiar to us both, now decrepit, run down, and in disrepair. I see 8 red envelopes resting upon 8 pedestals. And in these 8 envelopes, I see 8 letters penned by 8 different hands. 8 letters of which you will only ever find and read 7. Just like the art hanging on the walls of these rooms, there is a letter missing. What you have heard here,
Yeah, so like,
foreseen
but why?
by the great Al-Azhar.
Like, what is the implied lore
The following
of a
day,
missing letter?
I will have
Because we've got letters written by basically all members of the family, right? Mary wrote a letter. Mary's cousin wrote a letter. There's a letter from a blackmailer.
and as it was foretold,
And just one is missing.
I am awakened at the sound.
Because that seems like a mystery. That seems like something that you're obviously going to want to try to find.
Face to face with the great Al-Zara. And I suspect you wish me to look into your future. Yes. The fog is clearing.
Yeah, what the heck is this about?
I see a shadow in the doorway. Silent footsteps in the hallways. An unlatched gate you did not open. A missing item you did not take. I see a young boy watched.
So who's watching him? What is this implying? I don't think we ever...
A young boy who once was brave.
Just to sort of instill a sense of unease.
But now, afraid. What you have heard here.
Oh yeah, he shows us...
foreseen
he shows us some wild
by
shit.
the great Al-Zara.
Oh, the monster, of course. Yeah.
The following day,
We're just
I will
really good at avoiding
to say,
that. Because it doesn't just go like, oh, there's a person walking around. It's like there's a person, the gate that you didn't leave open, taking stuff that you can't, like there's missing stuff as a, like this person is also moving around. So that's just, okay.
And as it was foretold,
Just more subterfuge, I guess. Just more like
at the sound
misdirection and, you know,
you find
vibes.
yourself face to face with the great Al-Zara.
He is a puppet in a box.
I suspect you wish me to look into your future. The image is becoming clear. I hear the pattering steps of children running in the forest. The joyful echoes of laughter in the courtyard. I see an old man sitting in an even older chair.
Is this old Simon?
A seed that has served many generations, each with their own stories, each with their own secrets, each with their own endings, but all in the same chair. What you have heard here has been foreseen by the great Al-Zara.
It's with the same level of gravitas. It's like
Until the dawn
they
of
all
the
ate with the
following
same
I will
knife and
nothing more to
fork.
say.
All of your heirs enjoyed using the china bowl in the pantry. Don't
As
lose
was
it.
foretold, I am awakened at the sound of a dropping coin. You find yourself face to face with the great Alzara. And I suspect you wish me to look into your future. Faintly in the mist, I see a figure. A statue cradled in a courtyard of sentinel stone.
So this was referencing the heist.
One day wandering these
I really thought that was a space that we would explore, but I guess, yeah, that's the museum.
in the footsteps of the past, wandering and waiting, searching
So,
for a shadow that will never be
searching for
cast,
Mary, presumably.
longing for the day to end, the hours to pass. What you have heard here has been foreseen
It's the tea shop.
by the great Alzara. Until the dawn of the following day, I will have nothing more.
I do like searching for a shadow that will never be cast. I like that turn of phrase because Simon has come up amongst all of these great minds, and they're all gone. Like, in a sense, he's bested them all, right? He's learned all of their secrets. He's figured everything else. He's figured everything out, and to that one in that stanza of, you know, predictions of Simon's life is particularly somber and sad because he's basically alone. Like, he's waiting for a shadow that won't be cast. Like, he can't talk to any of these people. Like, he's learned about all of them posthumously. He's, you know, figured out how they think, tracked down all their secrets, but they're all still gone.
And, as it was foretold, I am awakened for one last time by the sound of a dropping coin. You find yourself face to face with the great Alzara. And I suspect you wish me to impart to you one final vision.
What a concept of a room right there. These visuals were so intriguing.
In the dim, I see cavern walls of stone. A hollow lit by a sea of 1,000 burning stars.
The
I
hollow,
see a
that's
treasure
the
buried
rough
beneath
draft.
its rocks.
That's the key,
A black mirror hidden
and that's just
among the memories of
where you
all
can see the
sand.
castle.
And within the black mirror, I see a figure. A figure standing in sullen snow.
And there's the clue to
All of what I have told you, my young
pick up the
Baron,
effigy.
I wish you to now know. some distant day, I will have nothing more to say.
Hmm. Yeah. Kind of sad for old Simon. I'm annoyed that we never got to go to that side of the house. I kept trying to figure that out. Must be a way we can get out to one side of the house. How do we get out the other side of the house? Would have been a great place to stash. What is the... So, what did the... Now that we know what we know... Hold on, I want to go back over here. I want to drain the... If I ever come back to this game, I can drain the fountain and I'll be rich. Should be well over 100. Don't go where the path leads. The prism. What is this in reference to? What do you guys think? The staked claim, 2.2 acre plot east of creek. What does that mean? Okay. Or it's just the castle in general. .2 acres, the whole space. That would make sense. Okay. That's the creek, east of it, 2.2. Yeah, but 2.2 acres for just the orchard. So, okay. So the eight small gates, we count gates, crack 8 small safes, so one of those safes is the gate, like the safe that we're talking about. It was a lock. It wasn't a safe, right? The lock, you're saying that one of those 8 is counted as the gate to the orchard because you enter a date. The date on the tree cracks it. So two of the 8, I'm not asking you to defend it. 2 of the 8 are not safes at all. 2 of them, because the other one that's open that way is the lock that leads to the black mirror. And the so just, I guess there's just an 8th red envelope that the game wants you to know exists that you can't find, but it doesn't even seem connected to any, like, what does that contribute to anything of the story or the lore? What is that idea? Because they were stolen, and then they were sent back after the ransom was paid. They were sent back to Sinclair, but one wasn't. It just feels like such an empty, like there's a way to arrange those envelopes so that it's like it could be 7 in a circle, like laying in a little pile, like so that you feel like, okay, you've completed that. It's strange to on purpose say there are 8, but 7 is all you can find. It's like, then why aren't there 15? But in theory, he stole them all and provided them back. You saw on Reddit that hackers data mined the game, found mention of the 3rd letter, but there's no actual data for it. Oh, is that the issue? It goes it goes letter 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I guess I didn't pay attention to the numbers on the letters. That's just such a weird. Yeah, I mean, I certainly get wanting. No, that's fine. I'm mostly just musing at like what the inspiration for. I like the idea, and I certainly think it's neat to have. You want there to be a reality outside of the scope. You want it to feel like it extends out and it's a real story and it's imperfect and all of that. But then it's like there's UI and it feels like so heavy-handedly pointing to it, right? To have one of only 15 phrases said by Alzara specifically calling it out. They made specifically an animation showing it sinking into the water. That's just begging you to look for it, right? That almost seems a little bit. That's something I would like. That idea. I hate to. No, I don't want to. Like, the reason that I'm coming away from this thought of like the 8th red letter is this feels like exactly like the anti-pattern that I would never ever like if I knew a DM that was like, yeah, I thought I'd like put some mysteries in my game, and then of course there's one that there's no answer to, because I think that'd be neat. I'd be like, well, you better not emphasize it. It's like, oh no, I'm going to emphasize. I might have some NPCs talk about it, but ultimately it leads nowhere, and there's nothing you could do. It's like, oh, don't do that. Don't do that thing. That's really sort of bad faith. The outer room name tag kind of kicks up into where the 8th one. The outer room. Wait, what? Oh, you're saying in the UI that the thing. No. That one. That doesn't work for me. It just game designers just ran out of ideas, maybe, huh? I think that let me see. If we were to sort sort of best and worst of the experiences, I mean, it's hard to say. I could probably think of a couple outlier like puzzles and experiences in this game. Certainly the tunnel leading to the blue door, that was pretty cool. That was a fun sort of like using all the tools that we didn't know that we were learning, using all the techniques and the skills. It's like, oh, I know how to open some crazy doors. If I see a door, I know how to like go through the steps to get through that. That was really fun. The discovery to look at the paintings. Oh, the missing letters. I honestly don't remember. That was like 100+ hours ago. But that was neat. That took a while. I think that took a while before. Yeah, obviously there were some things. It's funny the order. I'll be going through at some point. I need to tag all of these videos, and so it'll be interesting to see when some of those revelations kind of happened. The translation was neat. The numerical core ended up being a sleeper puzzle that I didn't expect. That whole cipher that we sort of unfolded in like an hour, that was really fun. I like the rough draft house. I think I despise everything about getting there, which is really unfortunate because I feel like it's really worth seeing. Like I'm not even sure that it necessarily should be. Like, I think the rough draft house could work almost at any point during the game. It's just this fun diversion. It feels like a DLC almost of like, hey, do you want to know? Like, the rough draft house feels a lot like it's experientially what that the gardener's logbook is explaining where the blue or where the gem flowers come from. Like, it's a justification that the game doesn't require, but it's fun that they wanted to dive into it and show us. So it's like, hey, you want to see how this architecture is possible? Like, go take a look at this sometime. Unlocking the clock tower. Yeah, that stands out. Figuring out the castle clues were really pretty well done. We were able to make a lot of sense of it even without finding all of the clues, and I think that's a good sign. It is sad it's so hidden. So construct, yes. So I could take you through it exactly. Here begins my essay on what I don't like about that puzzle path. So halfway down that tunnel, there was a filing cabinet key sitting on a crate, pretty much entirely in darkness. In fact, I'm gonna go there. It's worth it, because Sarah, I think you pointed this out to me. So that's all the exciting, sexy stuff is down there. But if you stop here, you go, oh, that's interesting. But if you look closer here, and it's gone now, there was a key tucked in right there. Okay, so filing cabinet key. Now you got to find a filing cabinet, and that was fun. Eventually found that in another set of caves, in a miner's kind of office, ignoring why it was there. Now this is kind of the first, like, this is kind of a non sequitur, but okay. And this is where we find pages that were sent to, I thought it was the school teacher that was asking about it, but I guess it was sent instead to the Baroness, and I'm not entirely sure why. Was the Baroness also the school teacher? Did I just like totally miss that in everything else? So that felt like a miss. Hannah was requesting, well, I thought it was the pages specifically, but they were missing, but they were sent to the Baroness. Whatever. So the filing cabinet key opened a filing cabinet down in the caves, and those pages explained how to do numerical cores. A separate clue had already told us, it was a blue memo, I believe. A couple different blue memos had told us that the family core is only opened by the sum of its digits. The family core is only opened by the sum of its digits. Okay, well, family core, we know there's a family crest. It's in 2 or 3 places around the estate, and it has like the, MCXXXII. It's got like the Roman numerals on it. So we're like, cool, let's find the core, the numerical core of this. And we got it wrong a couple times because there was a secret rule poorly implied by the text of the numerical core sheets that we didn't understand. And then once we understood it, that changed our number. So we had a number, we were like, what's the point of this number? And then we found the new number, and the number was 53. And then we're like, great, 53. What does that tell us? I'm like, well, there's is it a room in the directory? Is it this or that? I think it was Halfler or somebody who kept kind of poking us about it. We said, well, the other clue is that the family core is only unlocked by the sum of its digits. So we're like, okay. And then I think T, you're the one who said, I think this was literally stabbing in the dark, just saying words to follow the pattern of the thing. And you're like, well, 5 plus 3 is 8. So are we saying 8 unlocks 53? And then Halfler was like, peace out. You guys got what you need. And then we're sitting there like, okay. So then T suggests, well, 8 unlocks 53. We have a key sometimes that says 8. What if we use that in the vault under the lockbox 53? And I, up until the moment that it worked, I was like, this is such a horse shit path to go down. This is not going to work. But hey, you know what? We entertain all ideas here. Like, we are dream weavers. Let's follow the path, even if it's going to end, hey, even some bad ideas, blah, blah, blah. No, but you were totally right. It opened it, which I still want to look at the graphics of the safe deposit box key compared to see if there was even a visual clue in the design of those 2 keys. Okay, filing cabinet, got the core, weird numerological puzzle in the crest. That takes us to take the key into the vault. You open the vault, and it's a letter from Sinclair, and the letter from Sinclair gives a cryptex that he spent 30 years couldn't figure it out, but that's because he was missing the information about the numerical core, and that was left by his mom. So now you crunch through those numbers. It's a whole grid of words, and those words are a core, and then you reverse the core back into letters, and the message says that still water tints blank books. Okay. Filing cabinet key, numerical core, crest, safety deposit box, clue about the books. We find the books. Find the books almost immediately. I thought we were going to have to search the whole place. Oh, books in the library. Never even noticed them before. Okay. Water. Watering can. Let's go get the watering can. Takes a little bit. Get the watering can. Oh, mechanically it doesn't let you pour water on the books. So we thought, okay, well, ice. Let's go get frozen. And we'll come, and maybe still water is like ice, like frozen ice. Maybe the fact that we're cold is going to tint the ship. Nope, that didn't do it either. We were like, okay, well, let's go look at the pump room again. So we started thinking about all this stuff with the water, and then rightfully so, the council's kind of poking us like, hey, guys, I think Sarah thought she was being very clever, and it's like, boy, Simon could probably use a drink right about now. And I said, okay, so there's something with the alcohol. Where's their alcohol? Maybe I can pour some in the winery. And then T connected that to the blown open trading post wall and the distillery water. So we take the watering can, empty it, take it to that distillery water. We can fill it from there. Now the mechanic is available to put the water over the book. This was my main issue with that entire line, because if you remember, we did try the watering can on the pages of the books. It didn't work. There was no mechanic. There was no button to press. So we abandoned the idea of the watering can being the answer. But once you put the right water in the watering can, now the button appears. Now the water goes over the pages. Okay, now we've got the pages. That's true. We had to do it twice because the game glitched. But that's not, that happens. It's fine. Filing cabinet key, numerical core, crest, vault, books, watering can, still water. Now we have two basically pages. One that has some stanzas and a grid of the house, and the other one a message whose purpose is to disguise the phrase West Spring Secret Passage. That phrase is bold in the message. West Spring Secret Passage. And so, okay, now we need the secret passage. Yeah, we had to use the magnifying glass for it, but also I was in the mindset of what the message said was this can and this water will basically reveal more things for you in the estate. And I'm like, okay, that's what I'm doing. I'm going to pour this water over everything. We just found a new way of unlocking. Okay, so I was doing that. I was busy doing that. And I think Sarah and Jesse came in and was like, you got to stop doing that. Take the magnifying glass and go look at this notebook again. I go look at the notebook again. Okay, West spring secret passage. So I think western wall of the house, we need to put the secret passage there. There's a ton of stuff in the game. West, east, it's always referencing the two sides of the house. I'm like, interesting. Okay, so maybe one of the books says spring in the title. I don't even remember. Maybe there's an author or there's an implication of spring. And I'm thinking, I guess if you put the secret passage in a specific, West is not totally RNG ridiculous. Like if you put it over there and then you do that book, I wonder where it takes us. And they rightfully said, no, that's not it either. West Spring secret passage is referencing west of the spring, which I guess is we're supposed to connect to the river, the creek that runs through the property. You need to put the secret passage into the outer room. Okay, so now I go through filing cabinet key, numerical core, crest, vault, books, secret passage in the outer room. Secret passage in the outer room. Now use the watering can on a blank book in the secret passage to reveal that it's a blue book. You open the blue book. Now you're looking at a blue door. Blue door won't open. All of that gets you to another blue door. It doesn't open. Now, forget all of that. Solve recapturing the throne room and the castle. Now all of the blue doors. Well, now you have a mechanic to open all the blue doors. So now we come back. So we do the whole castle throne thing. Now we come back. That door's open. Now you gain access to the rough draft version of the house from the lady of the house who basically architected it, 100 years prior. Jesse, you're like, just tell me, grumpy. That's a quote. Not mad at you guys. I'm frustrated. Yes, I wasn't mad at you. I was I was very disappointed at the steep, hard left turn in terms of the puzzle design in this game. Filing cabinet to finding a filing cabinet on the premises, totally awesome. Love it. Numerical core connecting to the crest, and the whole point of it being to get the phrase 8 opens 53. Hate it, completely hate it. That is awful. It's a weird turn of phrase that you have to put most of the meaning into yourself. But also, if we step back and go, well, I can understand why something would be hidden and the key might be discarded somewhere and you just so happen to find it. Where's this key? Let me open it. It's almost like an escape room. Like, that's kind of fun. But the idea that it's bad escape room design when now the family crest, the year on it, the numerical core, and then there's just this weird little tricky thing with like adding the digits and then use them in a certain way. That's weird. That's just a weird thing. So then you get into the vault. Well, the next leap you have to take is bad because the watering can seems to suggest that you can't put water on the books. That's just bad, but that's super fixable. That's a super fixable problem. The watering can's the first thing we thought to try. That's an easy fix. West Spring secret passage, probably also a bit of a reach, but maybe if the watering can and the numerical core, without you guys, the numerical core into 8 opens 53, I never would have gotten. 100% never would have. That would have been the end of me on my own playing this game, finding that without assistance. Like, I would have just... I never would have taken seriously 8 opens 53, meaning the key in the vault. Never would have. That just wasn't where my mind was. So maybe the West Spring secret passage, maybe I would have tried it eventually. Watering can on the book. Again, maybe eventually, probably not. So that's that puzzle lineup is pretty rough, I think. Oh, absolutely. I did not expect that. I mean, you could probably see, you could probably find that clip of me being completely shocked that that stupid 8 key opens 53. That was wild. But keep in mind, we wouldn't have even gotten that far had, if it was Hafler or somebody else, not come in and said that we were misinterpreting, not even misinterpreting, that we had not guessed one of the extra rules of the numerical core puzzle. So therefore, we had the wrong number for the numerical core because we didn't know that you were restricted by the number of times you could use the symbols. That was just wild. Same exact expression you had when the safe opened in the drawing room with all the gates in it. that gate safe puzzle was maybe that one is unnecessary. I don't know. I don't know what I think about if it feels like the 8, if we count small gates, 8 dates, crack 8 safes or whatever. Once you realize that the dates are just month day or day month if you want to turn it around, it does get a lot easier. I'm not sure that there was any hint anywhere that the dates or that the vault codes were only 4 digits. That helped a lot. But I am annoyed that there aren't 8 safes. There are 6. And counting small gates comes up twice, right? Drawing room was a low note. The Christmas safe was, I think, honestly, me counting the Christmas lights made just about as much sense as anything. Count Gates has 3 busts in the office. The March of the Count. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that one was fine. That feels like ages ago. I liked all of the pseudo hacking. Finding it was really fun, brute forcing and eventually finding a name, putting every name that we could think of in the process of timelining what Mary had done in the planning of the heist and sort of how she covered up her escape by making it seem like she was killed. Like, that was all really fun to figure out. The process of opening the satellite dish was neat. It would make sense that you couldn't get it to the very end. Yeah, I mean, it's hard to say. Like, clearly the big goal. Oh, let's see. How does that revelation happen? Once you is it the I mean, if we were to divide the game, there's a couple different cutscenes though. The technically, I think the throne room is sort of the climax, and then you can just sort of also explore the rough draft. It almost feels, like I said, like DLC. It's like a little appendix, which is cute. A little bit glitchy, as we found out, but that's okay. Obviously, the tutorial of the game is getting to room 46. That gives you all of the hints about 8 in 8 and the sanctum doors. You have to see the sanctum doors. The next section of the game is the sanctums. And then resolving all of that, presumably now you have enough information to see the castle through the mirror, and you've made access to White Sands, and now you're investigating Mary and you're investigating the royal family connection. So I feel like it's really like, I mean, we kind of had the resolution to Mary and then getting the crown or getting the throne kind of right after the other, but I guess one could probably come earlier. maybe? No, you can't have the Mary resolution until you get the throne room. So figuring out the throne, then figuring out Mary, and then this last bit at the end. So there's like 4 or 5 sort of major chunks of the game. Half I said the third or so night that he always said that finishing the game gets you through the tutorial. Yeah. Pretty good. Pretty good game. Didn't get all the trophies. Got all the trophies that I think you can reasonably expect to get. Where is it? We didn't get the drafting strategy. Darebird. Cursed. How do you reach room 46 in curse mode? Forget that. Day 1. Reach room 46. So I guess day 1 and room 46, the trophy, day 1 trophy and trophy of speed probably come at the same time. Everything with the pump room was fun too. Watching me puzzle it through. I think once I had invested 5 or 6 hours with the pump room, I feel pretty confident using it. Dare mode is fun-ish. Does it change every time, or is it the same set of rules for dare mode? I'm glad that there was one final hurrah. Like I said, I thought last night was it. I was like, all right, game, you've done your worst. Let's get this all done with. And then it's like, hey, by the way, look at this insane VR blue room space. And we get to anytime, I don't know, it's hard not to be charmed completely when a game gives me the opportunity to draw, like I'm playing Zelda games again when I was little. Like, I'm drawing out the rooms. Like, I showed it to Ashley today because I was like, this is like, that's a special game that'll get you doing that. So that's a good note to leave it on. You're right. Now I know how to plumb changes based on the save. So now I just need to find a nice blue folder somewhere to tuck all of my game notes in, stick it in my own library. I ended up taking a lot of notes. That is true. I feel like you're either going to take notes or you're going to stop playing the game. You're going to give up on the game and just go play something else. Got to be west of the spring. West of the... I was also really inspired by the language stuff that they did in this game. I thought it was a lot, but not too much. There was a lot for you to sort of interpret and to feel like you're interpreting a language. Like, that's actually really hard to do. Creating it's really encouraging and inspiring to me, and maybe to some of you guys too, because I've made the linguistic mistake of describing alternate alphabets in the past as I made a secret language in my world. Well, that's because within the confines of the world, it's a language, but mechanically, the puzzle solving, it's an alternate alphabet. But people still leave comments on my videos where I've mentioned that before, being like, it's not a language, it's an alphabet. And that's true, and I think that's fair. Creating a language from a world building, like, nerd perspective could be kind of fun. It's also a whole lot of work creating a pseudo language that incorporates other languages to fill the gaps, which allows them to have, I mean, what were there? Probably less than 50 unique words that we uncovered for Erasien in this game, and they were able to take that really far. Like that's pretty inspiring and encouraging, like that it's possible to sort of play with that and use that. I may actually do that really soon. The Erasien Leather in the Tomb was the biggest thing to tell us we're royal. That's true. That and the one archives thing about Caitlin. Yep. Which itself was, that was, yeah, it was a bummer. I think that one kind of got a little bit spoilered to us because I forget who did it or what was it. I'm not mad about it. It's fine. But I think that it would have been neat to have uncovered at some point in the game. We would have stopped and been like, there's something in the aquarium because the water changes, and we would have looked more closely. At some point, I think somebody suggested to us on one of these streams, like as though it was like a fun little like Easter egg, but it was actually like a holy shit, like this is a huge actually development in finding things, because you see the X and you dig it up and you find the key and it tells you where to use it. And so awkwardness of that aside, it was still really neat to find that hidden stuff. Yeah, all it was just like, hey, you should focus on, you should look for stuff there. Construct, you had not one but two friends in college that made languages for fun on the weekends. They had like a dozen. I mean, people get inspired in different ways, like Star Trek, Tolkien, like you can come from different areas and want to make one. I don't know that I have the desire to do all of that, which is why I'm excited to see such a great example of kind of a light touch language, right? Make it old, make it forgotten, make it out of practice, but allow you to piece it together. I like that idea. And with that, I will retire from my brief stint, not so brief stint, as a Blueprints streamer. It was a fun ride. I didn't know it would take that long. I'm glad that I didn't know or anticipate that it would take this long, because then I would have never done it. I can't imagine ever thinking to myself, let's spend the next month playing this game. Hopefully in the future I have the freedom to do that. It does feel weird ending the stream so early, but on the bright side, exactly 1 month. There you go. Damn. But on the bright side, I have so much cool stuff that I want to do. And this game has reminded me just how much time I can squeeze out of the week if I really, really want to. So I'm going to be doing that. So late streams coming back in style. I know, T. Yeah, this was a good send-off. You're going back to school. Glad you got to pretty much play through this game without playing it. Jesse, get crafting. I gotta catch up. Yeah. Yes. That's a thing. 170 hours of this game. Damn. Yep. There's some cool ideas that I have been noodling on off stream. So cool stuff to come. We'll still play games. Definitely shorter games. Although I'm glad, I mean, with 47 after tonight, it's going to be really fun going back through this and seeing those. Hopefully start actually making some content with all these games and all these insights. Your tour is on the list. Yeah, tons of stuff. So many things can be ripped almost directly from this game, and be super usable. But lots of good inspiration that can apply in other ways. This game goes on my short list of things that I would make like replica props for. I've mentioned Dark before. Maybe there's a thing or two from like Lost. There's some really cool designs in Outer Wilds, of course, and now this one where I'm like, ooh, like maybe it could be fun to make like a parlor box. That could be kind of neat, you know. Yeah. Good stuff. Well, thanks for all of the very respectful guidance. It's definitely not lost on me that it's we have just the right size of community and just the right level of obscurity to be able to play through this in relative peace with no issues, and that's great. Next year, when there's 500 people watching the stream at a time, we could never get through this with a peaceful playthrough. So, joking, obviously, but no, I appreciate the council. I appreciate everybody being. It would be members only. I just wouldn't be able to look at chat. But that was part of the fun. Most of the time, sometimes not, but most of the time it was great. Yeah. Yearly playthrough of Blueprints. I mean, I could certainly forget. There are some other really good. I think T mentioned The Witness. Yeah, there's some other puzzle games, I think. I mean, seeing how much came from this, I'm thinking puzzle games are a good source of insight for even just me in particular, but I think puzzles are hard to do. Puzzle design is fun to analyze. And yeah, there's a lot that I want to talk about in this game, so. But that's it. That's all until the next time. Trying to get some big time here soon. Like I said, I've got new projects to talk to you guys about and some new things to kick off. Obviously, my product to finish. So exciting things. Happy 278th stream. Dang. Yeah. Thanks, Jesse. We'll have to get up a special stats page for you. Citizen Sleeper added to the list. Yeah, added to the list, definitely. I'll be prioritizing small games for a while, but yeah, a little bit The Witness is that for sure. Oh, sorry, Jesse. My bad. Well, however you want to do it. And yep, I'll definitely be on tomorrow afternoon, probably doing some session prep because I run a brand new D&D game starting tomorrow night. So yeah, The Witness is there's a lot there, and not all of it is pleasant. I didn't 100% it, but I know what you mean. It'd be fun to play here because it'd be. I think I must have played on the PlayStation. I don't think I played on the PC, so don't 100% The Witness. Okay, well, catch you guys next time. It's an early night, but hey, that's okay sometimes. Goodbye, Blueprints. This is too early. Oh, I'm sorry. Everybody gets some sleep, but don't worry. I'll be burning the midnight oil plenty. Go watch TV for 4 hours. There you go. We'll start something up in the Discord. But you're free from your Blueprints obligation. More importantly, I'm free of my Blueprints obligation, and it can be stowed away in my mind, and in these nearly 200 hours of videos online, we are all free. Thanks for posting those, T. Thank you, Sarah, Jesse, Construct.